friends! Welcome to Candy Hearts Art. I would say welcome back, but I'm pretty new here, so chances are you're pretty new here too. So why don't I introduce myself and let you know what I'm all about. My name is Candy. I am a self-taught mixed media artist. I am here to make a beautiful mess. I like to use stenciling and collage work and acrylic paint and just do exactly what I just said, make a beautiful mess. So today I'm not painting. I am wanting to talk to you guys about the holidays because I struggle with getting into the Christmas spirit. I live in northern Colorado, which is about 2,000 miles away from all of my family back in Massachusetts. And it's hard for me to get into the Christmas spirit. I used to have really fabulous, beautiful Christmases with my family. And we haven't really, my husband and I haven't really been able to travel back much. And so it's hard to feel like you're getting into the Christmas spirit. I don't have a ton of friends. It's part of the artist life, I guess. I, stick to myself a lot. Trying to branch out there, trying to build more community, which is part of the reason why I'm starting to make videos. But it's hard. It's hard. I'm an adult. I'm 43 years old. I'm not ashamed to admit that because there was a long time in my life where I didn't think I would make it to this age that I am now. So I am enjoying aging and I'm enjoying my life to the fullest. But that being said, I do struggle with feeling like I'm really getting into the holiday spirit. I don't really decorate, or I haven't in past years. We have two cats, Hazel and Junie, so we don't really put up a tree. My husband and I have been married 10 years. We've been together 14 years, and we've never had a tree because we've always had cats, and I'd rather just not have to battle it out with them every year for the tree. So we've made some concessions, and this year I got a little mini tree. It's 18 inches. It's my first tree in years. And in an attempt to get more into the holiday spirit, I've done a few things this season that I wanted to share with you guys. So the rest of this video is going to be some clips and stuff that I've been putting together to help myself get into the Christmas spirit. So I'm going to do my best to make this video interesting. I am just getting started here, so chances are I already know this is not going to be the coolest video you ever saw, but maybe some parts of it will resonate with you. Maybe you'll stick around and you'll take a look at what I've been up to. So let's get started. The first stop on my quest for holiday cheer is a big box home improvement store, because nothing says Christmas spirit like the smell of lumber and fluorescent lighting. I was on the hunt for a snowman. And before you say, shouldn't you just wait for a snowy day and build a real old-fashioned, totally biodegradable snowman? Let me stop you right there. Listen, when I was a kid, I practically lived in the snow. We'd build little snow forts and spend hours outside looking like we were auditioning for the land of misfit toys. But now, I'm in my 40s. And let's be real, your girl's relationship with snow is a little frosty. My vibe is a lot more hot chocolatey and cozy. The idea of willingly freezing my fingers and toes off, and not to mention other important body parts, just doesn't scream holiday spirit. And so, armed with a vague sense of nostalgia and a desire to get the heck out of there as quickly as possible, I marched into the home improvement store in search of a snowman, preferably one that wouldn't require me to sacrifice my core body temperature. Upon arriving at the store, I was immediately greeted by this exquisite monstrosity of Christmas lawn decor, none other than Bumble from the 1964 Rankin-Bass Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie. A towering 10-foot tall reminder of my childhood dreams now in full roaring glory before me. Honestly, it was everything I didn't know I always needed. I stood there, absolutely mesmerized, calculating just how I was going to fit this $500 festive behemoth in front of our humble two-bedroom apartment. Spoiler alert, I couldn't. Enter my husband, the pragmatic, ever practical hero of this story, who gently reminded me that while supporting my dreams is basically his full-time job, so is keeping me tethered to reality. He had to drag me away. And I mean literally drag me away. Was I sad? Yes. Did I briefly consider starting a GoFundMe titled Help Me Buy Bumble? Also yes. But then, 2 aisles away, there he was, my Frosty. A perfect pint-sized snowman who didn't require me to sell an organ on the black market to be able to afford. My disappointment melted faster than a snowflake in Phoenix. And I practically skipped to the checkout to bring my Frosty home. You know, they say happiness comes from within, and while I'm normally inclined to agree, sometimes happiness comes from a 3-foot-tall, mass-produced inflatable snowman with a built-in LED light. The 10-foot Bumble will always be the one that got away. One day, in the not-so-distant future, I'll own my own home with a sprawling front yard where I can fulfill my destiny of being that neighbor with an over-the-top holiday display. You know the one. They've got a 20-foot Santa, synchronized lights, a power bill that could fund a small nation. Your girl's got big, tacky dreams, my friends. But for now, Frosty will do. And let's be honest, he's already brought more holiday spirit into my little world than I've felt in years. Welcome home, Frosty. We love you. Even if Mochi doesn't really know what to make of you. The next thing I did to get into the holiday spirit was collect a bunch of pine cones. Okay, let me explain. Some of my family members and I occasionally get together for arts and crafts over Zoom. It's super fun and often chaotic, which is just our style. So when one of them sent around a reel about making adorable little Christmas trees out of pine cones, we all got way too excited. Because obviously nothing says holiday magic like gathering a bunch of tree trash and turning it into something cute. Armed with a mission, and a dog who was only semi-interested, I headed out to find the best pine cones my neighborhood had to offer. I spotted some perfect pine cones. I collected 8 of them, which seemed like a great idea until I realized I had no way to carry them home. For a split second, I thought about knocking on a neighbor's door to ask for a bag, but then it hit me. Doggy poop bags. That's right, my friends. I filled up one of my dog's empty doggy poop bags with pine cones and proudly carried them home, getting more than a few curious looks from neighbors who I'm pretty sure thought Mochi was on some kind of epic high-fiber diet. I've always wanted to make pine cone crafts. It really speaks to my inner forest gnome. You know, the part of me that dreams of living in a tiny mushroom house, wearing a pointy hat and making friends with woodland creatures. Except I don't actually spend much time in the woods, but I adore the aesthetic. Pine cones, acorns, mushrooms, mysterious moss-covered logs. It all feels so magical. Now, my craft group friends, being the reasonable human beings that they are, painted 2, maybe 4 pine cones each. But me, I went full-on craft warrior mode and committed to all 8 pine cones. Seemed like a fabulous idea at the time. Until I started painting them. It took forever. Each one needed the perfect snow-tipped branches, and by pinecone number 5, I was questioning every life decision that led me to this moment. But hey, they're done! And now I have a whole forest of tiny Christmas trees perfect for summoning my inner woodland spirit, or at least decorating my apartment in the most festive way possible. Now that I've begun to sprinkle a little holiday cheer around the apartment, it's time to tackle the next festive task: designing my Christmas card. I fired up my trusty laptop, logged into Canva, and got to work. At this point, I would say it's fairly obvious that I'm obsessed with snowmen. And so for my card, I decided to use a snowman painting that I made last year following a Cinnamon Cooney the Art Sherpa YouTube tutorial. And after spending far too long agonizing over the perfect font and the perfect placement, it was finally done. And I must say, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I really can't wait to send these out to my friends and family, because nothing says I love you like a custom snowman card designed while spiraling into perfectionism and overthinking color choices. So here's where the magic happens. My little 18-inch tree and the rest of the decorations in our apartment. I've got my little tree sitting on a shelf, safe from the furry tyrants known as my cats, Hazel and Junie. This tree's decked out with little LED lights, gnomes, mushrooms, and snowmen, because of course it is. What can I say? My brand is strong, my friends. Now, I don't have actual footage of me decorating the tree because I'm still figuring out this wild world of YouTube where I have to record literally everything. But trust me, the tree was a labor of love, and each little decoration means something to me. It might be small, but after years of living without decorations, this feels like I stepped into Santa's village every time I walk into my apartment. Even my dog Mochi got into the holiday spirit by snagging some tinsel garland when I wasn't looking. Of course, I had to get a few pictures before taking it away because he's freaking adorable. But don't worry, he didn't actually eat any of it. One of my cats, Hazel, decided to make the tree box her new home. No dogs, people, or other cats allowed. Just keep the snacks coming. Junie slept through it all, but maybe she had visions of sugar plums dancing in her head or something. More likely it was dancing cheese. She loves cheese. The real magic happened when my husband Joe came home that night. Big smile on his face as Frosty greeted him outside. Then he walked into our warm, cozy apartment, all decorated up, and of course, he got bit by the decorating bug too. A few days later, he came home with strings of colorful LED lights for the living room and outside. Now we are both swimming in holiday cheer. I guess overall, the real lesson here is to never underestimate the power of simple traditions. They may seem silly or time-consuming, but they really help bring out the spirit of the season and remind you to embrace the present moment, which is really the greatest gift of all. So that's what I did to get into the holiday spirit this year, and probably more to come as it's only the end of November right now. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving this week as I record this. So, yeah, I really had a lot of fun putting this together and doing all of my little crafts and decorating. I'm so glad I did it. I just haven't gotten around to it in other years or really understood the importance of it, and it really helped get me into the spirit of the season a bit more. I look forward to enjoying some nice holiday time with my husband and our 3 fur babies. And I hope that you enjoyed coming on this journey with me. I hope to make more videos for you very soon. And I hope that you have a happy and healthy holiday wherever you are and whatever you celebrate. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.